What's going on, everybody? This is Demonte. This is Reaper Training. Y'all now tuned into the Reaper Motivation Podcast. Today, I am actually filming. Put this up on my YouTube and on my Spotify account. Well, some of y'all listen on Spotify and Anchor. I'm on a whole bunch of different platforms. Like I heard from the advertisement, this is a phenomenal app to get your word out there because I have people that listen to me on a bunch of different platforms and they actually utilize them. But getting back on topic today, we have a special topic, right? And I don't keep up with celebrities all that much. I'm not big into gossip. I don't really care about it. But I've been seeing a lot about this whole Salee and Quavo situation, right? And the actual situation didn't interest me that much. It was what was going on in the comment section on like Shade Room and stuff like that. And then the conversations that sparked on the Instagram. I said the Instagram, I started old as shit. But the conversation that came up on Instagram was basically about should men pay all the bills, right? So I was sitting there, I was looking at it, I was like, man, that'd be a dope topic for a podcast. And I was also like, well, how can I make this without being biased? So I sat back and I did a little thinking. This is why I'm making the video so late, because this whole situation happened some months ago, or like 2 months ago. But I was like, now I think I have a pretty, not unbiased, but I have a pretty even idea, an even standpoint about it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Also, I'm gonna switch it. The end of this video is where I'm gonna get into my whole fitness thing, my fitness spill. The other podcast I've been noticing it's all in the beginning. I figure I might as well switch that around. So if you want to hear it, you can hear it. If not, then you can end it when I'm not talking about it. But getting into it. So should men pay all the bills? So first and foremost, right? The whole reason, right? And this is also not just the reason for like marriages in America, but the whole reason of men originally paying for all the bills in the household derived from the simple fact that if you're looking at like in the 1950s, the 40s, and in like the 30s and shit like that, when men did pay all the bills in the household, the reason why was because literally women couldn't get a decent paying job. Because of the fucked up rules in America, they made it to where the most that you can do as a woman was be like a waitress or some shit like that, which isn't a bad job, but I mean to support yourself and a family and a household is pretty difficult just being a waitress, you know, especially back in the day. So if you looked at that standpoint, if you were a man, what did you expect her to contribute to the bills anyway? Right? There was only but so many jobs you could get. And on top of that, going back, you know, in American culture and most cultures in general, like I was talking to a female from somewhere in the Caribbean. I can't remember where exactly she was from, but I was talking to a female a while back ago that was from the Caribbean, and she basically was like, where she comes from, it's very uncommon for men to like cook and things like that. She said that because I'm, you know, if y'all follow me, I love cooking. That's my big thing. I mean, going in, throwing out the kitchen. But anyhow, she was basically saying that, and that's a big thing still around the world. But really, only in like maybe America and some parts of Europe, is for the most part, everyone else is still in this old thought process that men are the breadwinners and women are like stay-at-home moms and things like that. And that's the way there's a lot of places in the world, but not in America. So that's where that whole not going 50-50 thing came from. Most men, for one, didn't know how to cook, didn't know how to clean, didn't know how to take care of themselves. They were like big-ass man babies, right, for the most part. So they needed someone to take care of them and take care of the kids. And also, they were at work. So who was gonna hold down the household? Women were. So that's where I came from. You cook, you clean, you take care of the kids, and I pay for all the bills. I pay for your nails done, your hair done, all that other stuff. And that's basically what I derived from. Now, what's the problem with that? What's the huge problem with that today? Right? Most of us I'm talking about men now, right? Most of us were brought up to take care of ourselves. Use myself, for example. I do everything myself in my house. I clean my house, I wash my clothes, I do my dishes, and I cook for myself. I literally do all that myself. Most men I know, I mean, every now and again you'll meet somebody who is like, who was brought, and a lot of times you notice they're brought up in either deep south households or they're from other countries. But like from like cities and stuff like that, most men can't do that, right? They're all brought up to do that because that's how we were raised. That's, you know what I mean? My mom wasn't gonna clean all my clothes and clean up after me. My mom would tell you straight up, clean up after yourself. You know what I mean? That's how most of us grew up. So, hold up. Replay intermission. By the way, that's what made me talk my shit. To be honest with y'all. Y'all, I didn't mention it, but I'm sipping on some bamboo. If y'all love like rum, highly, highly, highly recommend it. Honestly, I think it's my favorite drink on earth, but a little side note. But like I was saying, most men can take care of themselves. So when we look at how this whole 50-50 thing came about, is when we're looking at, we're like, all right, what do I need you for? Right? This is a man looking at a woman, right? I can literally do everything myself. So what is my need for you? And vice versa, women are looking at us like, what the fuck do we need you for? Because they don't need a breadwinner because they can literally have any job they need and support themselves. So now we have this thing where it's like, all right, so we're looking at each other, opposite sex. We're like, all right, what is it that we need from each other? And honestly, this goes, I mean, I'm using this for the should men pay all the bills. This also goes for why marriages don't work like that anymore. If y'all listen to my relationship podcast, I told y'all I need to have a partner that supports you. Not just because, you know, that helps you with your goals, but also because if y'all already don't need each other, then once y'all start beefing, then what's gonna hold that relationship together? Back in the day, if y'all got the beefing and y'all was just going through some marriage turmoil, well, the man knew, shit, if she leave, who gonna take care of these kids? And I don't know how to run this house by myself. And she knew if she was to leave, how the fuck am I gonna support myself? You see what I'm saying? So that created this, for better or for worse, it created this need on each other and this dependency. And that also made it to where he was like, we better make this work. You know what I mean? We don't have that many options here, you see what I'm saying? And then, so with this whole should men pay all the bills thing, in America, we're looking at it from like, and then on top of that, the cost of living, it used to be one income could basically handle a household, right? If you worked at the factory or something like that, like I remember talking to a teacher, my old English teacher from high school. He told me, which still just blows my mind. This wasn't as long ago. I think he said he went to college back in like the late 80s or something like that. But he said that him working at the supermarket, he was able to pay for his apartment and all his college bills off of working at the supermarket. Let that sink in. I don't give a fuck unless you work at like a high paying STEM job. Ain't nobody gonna pay for no college fees in their apartment by just fucking working one job. It's not gonna happen. It's impossible. So one income back in the 50s, back in the 40s, back in the 30s could handle everything. But you talking about one income supporting an entire another human being and some kids and yourself, that ain't gonna work unless you making good money. Now, me personally, right, I'm an electrician and I'm in the military. I can afford to pay myself, and if someone was to move in with me, I would be able to probably take care of them too. But there's not a lot of people in that same boat. A lot of people go to college. A lot of people get out of college and don't have good paying jobs. You see what I'm saying? That's why if y'all don't have a trade, get into the trades. Trades where it's at. But I digress. But at the same time, yeah, you can't support two people on one income anymore. Unless you're gonna be fucking broke. In which a lot of these fucking idiots start simping and they end up broke as hell. Why does that happen? Because they try to be Superman and think that they can support themselves and their lover and their kid off of working at fucking Wendy's or at like a retail store or something, making like $12 an hour, and then they get themselves in a whole lot of credit card debt. Excuse me. But yeah, they get themselves in a whole lot of credit card debt. And that's where a lot of our generation is. So now, getting back to the topic, right? Should we pay all the bills? Even though all the stuff I just listed, or why it makes no sense, right? Because still the argument comes from a lot of females, we should pay all the bills. Well, I'm going to say this like this, right? And this is a big thing in general when it comes to dating. It doesn't work like that. You can't have both ways, right? You can't say on one hand, right? Because of feminism, things like that, if you were to tell a woman to then take on that stay-at-home mom role, well, you'd be called sexist. No lie, I was at work, and I'm not, me personally, I'm not opposed to paying all the bills. I don't mind it. But that don't mean your ass about to be sitting around this motherfucker lounging around and I gotta do it work. You got me fucked up. You gotta earn something. Ain't nobody's, like I said, I can do the shit myself. Ain't nobody gonna be staying with me just being, just here. You know what I'm saying? But then I get called sexist. I'm like, how is that? Like, if you're supporting somebody and you're taken care of financially, that was my dryer. It should just make sense that you're gonna at least do something around the fucking house. Like me in my situation, I'm still gonna like cooking. You know what I mean? That's just me. But if you ain't paying nothing, you should be taking care of everything else in the crib. Just fucking, if anything, it's common courtesy. But because of feminism, that's not a possibility. And if you're a dude and most men, I would say, are looking for a relationship. I'm a different type of individual just because I'm very goal oriented. I don't really care. I'm not looking for it. Nor am I against it, but I don't. If it happens, it happens. I don't care. But most men really want a relationship, right? But they're looking at it from the standpoint of, if you're like me, well, what do I need one for? Because that's just a whole nother bill. You see what I'm saying? And the another thing that this goes into is like, you can't have both ways. You can't have it both ways. You either are going to fall into that same category of being a house mom, or you're going to go 50-50 and, women empowerment, we end this together. It can't be both ways. And in the case of like somebody like Salee, Quavo can literally have whatever female he wants to. Any female he wants to, as bad as he wants, as rich as he, it doesn't matter. He can have almost any female he really wants. And whether he knows how to take care of himself or not, he can have people do it for him. He has money. So, literally, what was Sweetie's purpose there besides being a good friend and partner? I said motivating him and things like that, and being there for him, and sex. Those are just two things. But guess what? You start acting stupid, you guys get to arguing and things like that, guess what happens? There's nothing else that holds that relationship together and they break up. That's how this goes. So, this whole thing of should we pay the bills, I'm not saying that it's wrong and a man should always be 50-50 and such. It's case by case basis, but what is a lie and what is big cap and what a lot of people don't understand is that there's no way on earth that you're going to have someone pay all of your bills and you don't go back into that housewife role. I'm sorry. It's gonna hurt a lot of y'all feelings. Some people gonna go in here and get mad and be like, that's fucking misogynistic and da. Alright, cool. You don't have to do it. Guess what? I don't give no fuck. I don't care. But if you don't want to sucker, cause look, if you get one of them little Dijon ass motherfuckers who are paying women just to date them, y'all know y'all don't want that. I know y'all don't want that, but they'll do it. They don't give no fuck. They're just happy that the girl's interested in them. They just glad that you like touching them every now and then. They hype for that. So if you want one of those, cool. Y'all know y'all don't. Y'all know y'all don't. Y'all don't really want no sugar daddy. Y'all don't want to live with a sugar daddy. You just want somebody to give you money. So stop the cap, right? That was a big thing when I first started this. We're not gonna do no capping on here. We ain't gonna do no capping. Y'all know y'all don't want no dude that's gonna do whatever you say to snap of the finger, ain't got no type of masculinity, super emotional. That's really what you're gonna get when you get these beta male fucking Johns that just wanna pay you for your company. And for those of you out there who are those beta male Johns, yes, you're a fucking beta male. You shouldn't be fucking, who's this, that dude on Instagram, Papiendo or some shit like that, who's talking about some, don't text her, you ain't sent her no money all day. What the fuck? Like, and bro, in actuality, like, dudes like that are slick, because they really, him, Derek Jackson, all these people, they really just be finessing females into thinking that so they can get some views or some money off these posts. But ain't nobody but no lonely ass desperate dude gonna do no dumb shit like that. Why the fuck am I gonna pay you so I can go on a date with you? What type of stupid shit is that? And then flip side of it, right? And here's the thing about feminism, right? And again, it doesn't go both ways. Women can do whatever they want with their bodies. You know, you got the slut walk, you know, y'all can be promiscuous, y'all can be sluts if y'all want to, that's cool. Guess what? I support it. But you know why I support it? Because I don't give a fuck about a relationship. I don't care. The dudes that are out here hoeing, we don't give no fuck. Be as much of the city girls, guess what? I fully, wholeheartedly support the city girls. But here's what I mean about it can't go both ways. Notice the city girls got boyfriends. They rap that shit, they don't live it. Right? Y'all out here trying to live that, but then have a relationship. Oh, sweetheart, that's not how that goes. That's not how that works. Because that's what? I hate to break it to y'all. I hate to tell y'all the truth. But I don't want the mother of my child to be a porn star. And if you have OnlyFans, you're basically a porn star. Why the fuck? That may be offensive. I don't care. No man wants the mother of his child to be a stripper or a porn star. I'm sorry. And guess what? If we have a wedding, I don't want 5 of my 8 fucking groomsmen to have fucked you before. Sorry, that's not how that works. So essentially, you got lied to. Essentially, they capping. But guess what? They're gonna tell you on TV that that's acceptable. They're gonna tell you that it's acceptable for us to. So really, man, like, the media is a fucked up place, bro. Because you got all these people who are in these lonely stages and shit like that, who are struggling to find soulmates. And the rise of Kevin Samuels, the rise of AMS and all that stuff, the rise from the fact that we've been finessed our whole lives. Finessed. You got a whole lot more guys that are ending up like me with this kind of don't really care mindset when it comes to relationships. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you was to meet me when I was 18 years old, honestly, if you was to if I was to take the 18-year-old Devontae and sit him right here and be like, hey, bro, what do you think about relationships? That dude would probably be like, oh, one day I want to get married and, I just want a woman to, a whole bunch of fairy tale shit. You fast forward 5 years later, you got me fucked up. What type of shit? I don't care. It doesn't matter. There's a lot more dudes turn out like that. You know why? Because we're looking around, we like, how can I take you seriously? What reason do we have to take any relationship seriously? You get to talking to a joint for a week or so, and she ghosts you. Alright, cool. You like, fuck, man, that wasn't for me. Talk to another joint. Y'all fuck, she ghosts you after that. Oh, damn. Alright, you talk to another one. Well, she's real cool, but, she hit like 2 of my homeboys. It's kind of embarrassing. Man, I don't know about that one. Then you like, well, this one's cool, but she got OnlyFans. And then after that, after about a month or 2 of that, you're going to be like, well, maybe I shouldn't take any of them seriously. And guess what? And after going to college, after being in the military, after being single for about a year and a half, I gotta tell you, it is damn near impossible. impossible for me to meet a female and take her seriously off gate. I don't give a fuck if she was a lawyer or a fucking whatever she was. It's damn near impossible. You know why? Because I've met females who are like, my goal for this year is like 50 bodies. And some of y'all might be like, that's cap. Who the hell would say something like that? There's a lot of them. That's the thing. So I've met girls who are like, oh yeah, I just need somebody to take care of me and pay all my bills. I met them. I guarantee you, if you've been single for any amount of time, you've met them. So we like, well, I might as well just be single. You know what I mean? And a lot of times these dudes are really, they want relationships because they're lonely. That's why I tell y'all need to have a hobby or some shit like that. Because me personally, I'm an introvert. I enjoy my own company. I like, doing these videos and, watching anime and chilling out. So I'm not pressed to really have no one around me like that. I have the sexual urges, and that's fulfilled by going on these date nights and meeting these girls who are empowerment. You know what I'm saying? They slut walks, all that other shit. That's handled. And that's the way a lot of that shit goes. So, I mean, I don't want to be too... I know we was talking about should men pay all the bills, but this all ties in together because it's like, why? Why should we? Things don't go both ways. You can't have one thing and have the other. And again, if you want one of these little John ass dudes, if you want one of these, they gonna give you $500 to go on a date with them, right? They're gonna pay to date you and shit like that. If you want one of that, you can find one. There's plenty of them out here. They lonely as shit. But we all know y'all don't want that. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You see what I'm saying? And so, that being said, what basically the takeaway from this, in my opinion, is if you want a man to pay all the bills, you have to be a housewife. You have to be willing to be a submissive woman to want that. And what I mean by submissive is basically you're gonna be willing to, if I ask you for a massage, you give me a massage, you make me dinner, something like that. You show effort. It can't be this, I'm the woman, so you need to prove to me why you need to treat me like a queen and pay all my bills and rub my feet and all that stuff. I'm not gonna cook for you. It can't be that. Because if it's a motherfucker like me, I'm just gonna laugh at you and keep it pushing. If it's one of these beta male motherfuckers, they gonna take it, but you gonna get tired of them after a little bit. I say about a year or so of that bullshit. Yeah, some people try to make it work, it never works. Beta males, there's an old saying, beta males are to be used, not to be kept. It's a fucked up phrase, but honestly, bro, if you're one of the dudes out here and you're just giving money away to females, hoping that they like you, you're gonna be a doormat for the rest of your life. Let's keep it a buck. So stop that shit. But a big thing on my channel, what I was trying to do with this is I want to stop this fucking need of men to have to lay up under females. It pisses me off. And the reason why it pisses me off is because when I look at these dudes, y'all motherfuckers are more obsessed with laying up under a female than getting your shit together. Y'all, these motherfuckers don't have cars, they don't have houses, they don't fucking have any investments, no savings, no good paying job, but they're dying and putting themselves on the line to get a wife. Because what y'all want is you want a female to fucking coddle you and hype you up and make you want to go be special. And then sit around with you while you be broke, expecting that, oh yeah, this is just the motivation I need. That shit gotta stop. That shit gotta go. So, against all you motherfuckers that's paying these hoes and listening to Poppy Endo and fucking Derek Jackson and all this other stupid ass shit, for y'all, get your shit together, bro. Get with the times. Stop the dumb shit. And then we can and for every cause there's an effect. And what do I mean by for every cause there's an effect? What's gonna start happening is, which I already seen happen, hold up. What y'all gonna start seeing happen is you're gonna see a lot more of these relationships going back to how it used to be. You're gonna see a lot more of these like women being more wholesome. People gonna stop vibing to Cardi B and Megan and how they be talking, WAP and all that shit. A lot of that shit gonna get played out. You know why it's gonna get played out? Because all of a sudden they gonna start realizing, oh, these motherfuckers is lying. They just finessing us out for a check. Wow, got almost 1 billion views, bro. The fucking beat says some whores in this house. And that shit got 1 million views. Got almost 1 billion views. And then these joints is sitting here, they're thinking, all right, yo, Cardi B got a husband. Megan got a boyfriend. I could be a whore in this house and have a husband too. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. I'm gonna have to put a little cutscene to that little old lady. That's not how any of this works. That's not how that goes. And again, it only works with these beta males. Look, if you want one of these dudes, I gotta start ranking on these motherfuckers. Somebody gonna get my comments and be mad about that motherfucker. But bro, that's not how any of this works. So yeah, I understand. And like I said, going back to me, like I'm not opposed to it, but in my standpoint, there has to be a reason for it. You have to be a special type of female and be willing to do things, go above and beyond yourself. Which, in all honesty, whatever happened to us giving effort to each other? One thing that be bugging me the fuck out, and especially since I've been single, because women try to push relationships, and I'm like, yo, how are you in a relationship and I'm not seeing no effort? They don't set dates. They don't, like, I couldn't tell you the last time a woman offered to come over and make me dinner. There's no type of effort and nothing like that. And like, all of a sudden you just, because you suck dick, you should have a relationship. That's not how that works. Because everybody sucks dick now. It's not a new thing. That's not how this works. So, bro, we gotta figure this shit out here, dog. And I hate to sound so like blunt about this, but the truth is the truth. Oh, and that leads me into my next thing that is annoying as hell. This whole idea that every relationship now has to be this social media advertisement. That's another thing that's fucking a lot of these relationships up. Bro, it is like the main reason why everyone wants to be in a relationship is to broadcast the shit on Instagram. Why the fuck? Yeah, anytime I see a new couple on my timeline on Instagram, I'm gonna get like 4 fucking posts about their relationship a day, right? And when they beefing, guess what? You gonna know they beefing because they gonna post about how they beefing. Everything is broadcasted with these relationships. I don't know why it is like this urgent need to be telling people about what's going on between you and your significant other. It shouldn't be like that. That's not how this should work. That shit has to stop. That has nothing to do with the conversation at all. Not really. But I had to throw that in there. Bro, stop broadcasting your shit. Your relationship is your relationship. I don't see why, like, it's almost a thing now. Like, if you don't post a female on your social media, then you're not official. I've had a girl say that to me. She was like, I'm gonna know it's real when you post me on your Instagram. What type of stupid... Y'all got me fucked up. I just don't be understanding this shit. And again, bro, like, it's this fucking impression era that we live in, bro. Everybody wants to impress somebody else. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about anything, especially what they think about my relationship. If I was to get in one, that needs to go somewhere, bro. But whatever. Going into my if y'all wanted to cut here, y'all could. But going into my whole fitness thing, because I definitely want to touch on this. What I wanted to touch on today is if you guys are cutting weight or trying to gain weight, the whole calorie thing. So I touched on this before on like an older video, but I figured I should hit on it one more time because you'd be surprised at how people really don't understand how calories work. So there's something called a basal metabolic rate, right? Which is basically how much calories your body burns with you doing absolutely nothing. Like if I was to wake up and lay in bed from the time I woke up to the time I go back to bed, my body would burn a set amount of calories. Me being 5'9", 23, I think my basal metabolic rate is something like 1,800 calories. And that kind of coincides with like the body, the BMI index, because most people at that height are 180 pounds. 180 pounds, basically 100 calories for every pound. No, 100 calories for every 10 pounds? Yeah, 100 calories for every 10 pounds. So 180, 1,800, such and such. So anyhow, I probably fucked that whole math up. But anyhow, I have 1,800 calories a day. Now, if I was to work out, let's say I was to work out, do some cardio, do some lifting. Let's say my final metabolic rate after all that working out was I burned 800 calories on top of that 1,800. So now I'm at 2,600 calories, right? If I eat more than 600 calories in that day, I will gain weight. If I eat less than 2,600 calories, I will lose weight. Normally, it should be a 200 over or 200 under to gain or lose, right? Preferably, you want 500 under to lose a good amount of weight, or 500 over to gain a good amount of weight at a steady pace. And that's basically what I've been doing for me to cut weight. I train a lot, and I walk a lot at work. So with the amount of calories I'm burning, I've been cutting on about 22 to 2,500 calories, which for me is a lot. Normally I cut on about 1,800, but this is the most I've trained in probably in my life, probably since boot camp. This is probably the most I've trained since boot camp. Like I wake up, I walk to work, I walk maybe about 6,000 steps while I'm at work, then I walk back home. On a given day, I might go lift, then go do jujitsu. I work out anywhere from 6 to 8 times a week, on top of me walking all the time with my job and everything like that. So far the cut's been going pretty good. I haven't weighed myself just yet. I'm waiting for my scale to come. But I have lost last I weighed myself when I was 206, I've lost about, I think I'm at 12 pounds down the last 2 months. Not much. I would like for it to be a little bit faster, but I'm taking my time with this with this cut. I don't want to expedite the process. I really want to get a set regimen down so I don't have to go through this again. But had to touch on that a little bit for you guys. This Mindset is really training. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all be easy. Please forgive me if I went off on this one because I had to talk my shit. Y'all be easy.